All right, welcome back to our recap of Rolex, or our preview for Rolex. We're trying to run through all the riders and give you guys a shout out and tell you our thoughts on everything here. So, Elisa Wallace is our first one of this episode, which is number 35, and Simply Priceless. I really like this horse. It's an Australian horse. It was brought up here by
Nick Swick.
Nick Swick, yeah, and made its round.
He was already here with me when he had that horse, and we got it just as he came, and he was second in the two-star run-up with it as maybe a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Maybe he was 7. And then he sold it to Pam Fisher, and then Elisa has it now, and it's a lovely horse. Yeah. And I think she had a great Kentucky last year.
She did.
And you know, it can do all 3 phases. You know, and so.
And she took it to Europe last year. Did a very good job over there with it. She's trying to syndicate it right now, but I'll tell you what, it's a little bit older. It's got a couple little injuries that she's managed really well. This is a kid that I've watched for quite a while, and she's matured. Her riding's always been good, and this is one that I think they need to start finding some other horses for, because I think this one could be this girl could be real useful for America. I mean, I'm really impressed with her riding, and although I like this horse a lot, I think that what she needs to be doing is saying, where's the next 5, because then it could really happen for this, for helping this country out. Lynn, Symansky, and Donner. She's got, I think, an entry in a badminton end here, but she's on our list here, so I'm assuming she's planning Rolex.
Yeah, so I have no idea, but I love Lynn. I love the horse. This is definitely a chance to be in the top 5. Lynn's an unbelievable competitor. Unbelievably cool horse too. It's a cross-country machine. And it show jumps well. It's a beautiful mover. And she's got that dressage, which was a little bit touch and go at places. It's really gotten consistent there. I think that I think it absolutely is a top 5 horse, especially if the weather goes a bit to crap on Saturday. God, it can gallop. It's a beautiful animal. Yeah. And she does do a great job. We might be reviewing her at badminton, though. We'll have to see. Never know. Big year for her. Number 37, Joe Meyer and CLOP. Well, I mean, I saw Joe, and I've said it on one of these episodes before, that, you know, Joe, I've seen it come off, seen him get tossed off in the warm-up on it a few times, and last weekend I saw it happen in the ring at the combined test at Ocala. But the thing with Joe is he gets up and puts it behind him, doesn't care, and it's a good enough horse. It just is a little bit cheeky and can be a little bit crappy, and I wouldn't necessarily want to be sitting on it myself, but because Joe doesn't get bothered by it, I think it actually, you know, it's going to be interesting to watch it go, but you wouldn't be surprised if it jumped around and did everything. Joe's a great rider over fences. His flat work is historically not been his strongest suit, but it's not like he's half bad at it. So it's going to be a fun one to watch one way or another, but you want to watch it from the start of warm-up to the end of cross-country. The last time I went to Kentucky was the one that threw me on the ground in the warm-up all the time. I won a car with it. So yeah, maybe he's going to win a car. No, absolutely. I will say this: he probably won't buckle up his air vest until he goes to the start box, because it is a bit crappy that way. Then we got number 38, Elinor MacPhail. Now Elinor went last year and I think she retired at the Coffin. I think this is a bit of an endeavor in hopefulness. She's not had the best spring. She seems to have a good go. She's a very good rider. It's a very good horse. I think she lacks. I think what she actually is a little too polished almost. You know, it's kind of funny to say that, but when it starts to go a little off, she sits almost too well and misses the opportunity to make one get going and get over it. She hasn't had the best couple of runs here in the advanced level, but she did win the intermediate last weekend at Ocala, trying to regain some mojo to get there. And I mean, I'd be surprised if it worked personally, and I hate to be negative on it because she's a great girl, and she's getting married to a really good friend of mine. I just think that, again, sometimes it's a better idea to wait it out for another year and present when the horse is really confirmed. Hope you're wrong. Yeah, I do too, because I really hope it for her. She's a sweetheart. Yeah, super nice girl. Yeah, and a good rider. Yep. But everybody wants to be here, and sometimes that's not always the best thing. Yeah. So Allie, Sacksen, and SPARROW'S Neo. she was completed last year. Good rider, good horse. I think maybe needs a little bit more seasoning. Maybe.
Yeah, I think the thing is it did very well at the 2-star level at FERNHILL a couple of years ago, and the show jumping actually pulled itself right into. Did it win it?
I think it might have.
Yeah, and then last year at Rolex, it just struggled. I mean, it was horrible to watch in the show jumping because it just didn't have enough left in it. It couldn't quite get the whole effort done. And I remember saying to her afterwards that, you know, it looked like it actually, there was some things she could do to help it out. And she's actually been doing quite well within the show jumping. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes because it's a good jumper. I just don't think it has...
It's really cute.
Yeah,
right?
I just don't think it has quite enough to, at the end of the day, not be, you know, right all the time to the jump and get away with it, basically.
Yeah, but she'll, you know, you go in there and you're sort of wide-eyed and sort of seen a ghost, and the first time you go in there, so I'm sure she'll be better this year.
Yeah.
Mikki, and then we got Mikki Kuchta, number 40, with your turn.
Yeah, Rubens looks like dyslexia, but I'm sure it's not. Really, really nice horse, and Mikki is about as, I mean, she's just a wonderful lady, really good rider. Rode a horse here years ago that was really difficult and had been through our young rider program, and she's done, I mean, she's done a very good job with this one, and I think that, I mean, I think it would be a good year for her. I'm just not sure that she's going to go there and be young rider enough to really go after it because she's not a young rider, but I think it'll be a good year for her to build on for next year is how I see it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's, you know, it's one of those horses that kind of stands out. It's I think it's very good in the dressage, and she might not be in that top 15 range, but you know, if you can go in a bit like Katie Rupel, you go and finish one of these, then you come back the next time and you know, really have a go at it, and you know, it's a good time to sort of see if you can't make that completion happen and see if you can't get better for next year.
Yeah, well, and I think the thing is, I think she'd be calculating how she presented the horse to get it better for next year, as opposed to going out there and thinking it was all going to happen, and I think she'll be smart about it. So we got Jonathan Paget and Clifton Signature, and obviously Jonathan is a really good rider, has done, you know, everything out there in the sport so far as an up-and-coming New Zealand rider, and he rides good horses and he rides them well and he rides them fast.
Great temperament, you know, just sort of built for the job. You know, he's built to ride a horse. He's got the brains to ride a horse at the top level. This horse is a beautiful horse. I believe this horse he had at Tattersall's last year, and I think he was set to sort of go into the lead, and there was a keyhole going into the last water, and he came around the turn and he said, whoa, and then went, and put on the brakes. So then it did jump a clean round, I believe, and again, he wouldn't be bringing it here if it wasn't with a chance. It is a beautiful horse, and I think he would have a chance, obviously.
And is he sponsored by a supplement company? I just don't remember what the name of it is.
Why do you always gotta go? Jesus, poor guy.
Jessica Phoenix in A Little Romance is next on the list here, and I mean, this one I think Jessica will go, and she's going to struggle with the dressage because it's not the best mover in the world. It is a good jumper. It lacks a little bit in the size of stride and the size and the scope over top of the jumper.
Very big.
No, but Jessica believes in the horse, does a great job with it. She's won a 3-star on it, and I think that, you know, last year it went out on cross country and it had a little tumble at the footbridge. But I think that it's come back as a better horse this year, and I think Jess is going to give it a good ride. It's going to struggle to get into the top 15, but I think she'd be really happy to have a completion on it, and a clear completion wouldn't be, I don't think that's surprising with her.
Now, Jess is one of those people that it doesn't look like my idea of a 4-star horse, but she has a relationship with it. And no doubt will do it. And
the horse, and the thing is, the horse keeps looking through the bridle for the next jump. It's not like it's going out there not wanting to go. And Jess is about as positive and encouraging as any rider there could be. So.
And it truly probably comes down to the relationship they have. You know, it's probably not a horse that just you or I go hop on and think we make it happen, but she, you know, she has a relationship with it. She knows what it's going to do, and
faith is huge.
Exactly, and they'll do it together.
Yeah. So we got 43, Phillip CUBALAWN, Phillip Dutton on FERNHILL CUBALAWN. Phillip, obviously, you know, I just think that there's always that, you know, he's going to be in the ribbons at the end of the weekend. He'll be in the ribbons on probably 2 of them. If he's got 3, he'll probably be 3 of them. So it's just going to be a toss-up of which ones. And again, I'm not sure that they're quite ready to win, but he's always close enough to make that happen.
Yeah, and this was the U.S. national champion last year. I think he was 5th, is that right? Something like that. You know, it looks like a kind of a very nice horse to ride. It doesn't wow you with really anything, but it's very good at everything. You know, you would say maybe it would be just a hair slow, but not with Phillip.
Yeah.
And you know, Phillip will make it go plenty fast. And you know, it's very honest and you know, a good jumper, and it's good on the flat. It's you know, again, it doesn't probably wow you, but it will be consistent right there, and it will be, you know, it's one of those horses. Look, if you're going to win this event, you need to be good in all 3 phases, and you don't have to be excellent in anything if you're really good in all 3. And I think this horse is really good in all 3, and could just do it, maybe.
I think that Phillip as well has done, and Boyd is the next one, and they both did a similar thing in their preparation this year, and both those horses dropped down and did an intermediate anyways, and it's, you know, you're seeing a lot more of that where people are a little like, well, I don't need to run at the advanced level to prove I can run advanced. I can take them the intermediate, and they're not doing it because they're, you know, because things haven't gone well. They're doing it because it's the right thing to do for the horse. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it'll do well. To me, I think there's some better ones in there. 45, Boyd Martin and SHAMWARI for. I mean, it was on your team at the Olympics, right? World Championships. And it's a good horse. It was a 4-star horse, I think, when he bought it, and he's done a very good job with it. I think it's going to be, you know, it's going to put up probably better numbers than it's put up. I would think that it's probably gained in that top bit, but I'm not sure that it's the winner.
I think it has every chance to be the winner, and it did very, very well with the Swedish guy in the dressage, but it didn't show jump a lick. Boyd's got it show jumping fantastic. It's maybe a little unorthodox in his jumping, but it is very honest, very brave. The cross country, very fast. It will make the time, and it can be beautiful in the dressage. Sometimes he plays around a little bit in the changes, and that's sort of what's held him back from the big wins. He's had a few soundness things here and there, but you know, this horse on the day, it could be really good.
Yeah. All right, then we got Ryan, number 46, Ryan Wood and FERNHILL Classic. Again, we covered Ryan earlier as a rider. I don't know if this horse is terribly well. Do you?
I don't either, but it's. I think this is certainly this is a. This one will be in with more of a chance, in my opinion, than his first one. Again, I don't know it that well, but I've seen it in the results, and its record was quite good. And again, he's taking taking his time producing it to this level, and I think he's definitely ready.
I think there's a lot of riders that could learn from Ryan's approach to actually taking the time to get the horses there as opposed to trying to just get there, because he's legitimately could have said, oh, why isn't that one going up faster? But they always are going up and winning and doing well and being competitive. So it'll be, you know, I think this is going to be a big year for him. And, you know, if he makes the Australian team off this, it wouldn't shock me. Then we've got a Canadian, Rachel McDonough and Irish Rhythm. She's been around the course once. Last year, she jumped around. She had 4 rails, I think, in the show jumping.
It was awesome cross country. I remember watching it, and I thought, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I don't actually know her or the horse, but I watched that nice girl. It was like awesome.
And the thing is she rides it. They're a great partnership. They've been together forever, and she rides it with the faith in it, and that it's going to work out. And she rides it great because of that. And the horse responds beautifully. And I think in the show jumping, there's going to be a big change for her this year. I think she's going to actually have a good round, because I think sometimes you get in there and you think everything's going the right way, and then you realize it's a little different riding a horse after a cross country at the 4-star level than it is riding it at the at a 3-star. And so I think this year she'll make the appropriate adjustments. I think it's going to struggle to get into the top 15, but I think that you're going to see at the end of cross country a really good round there. Then we got number 48, Lillian Hurd and LCC Barnaby. We've already covered Lillian as a person and as a rider, and again, when you start showing up with multiple horses, you start to usually see the consistency that you've been doing on them, and I think your mileage increases so much that you start to actually be able to handle the mistakes, which is such a huge part of this sport, is being able to put behind you things that have gone wrong because you have faith that things are going to work out on the next jump or horse.
I think this horse is, to me, it looks fairly thoroughbred-y, if it's not actually a thoroughbred. You know, I think the world of Lillian, and how cool is that to have 3 horses at Kentucky? You know, like it's a great achievement, and you know, 3 nice horses that she's produced and she's worked hard and she's developed them to this level, and they belong there. You know, nobody's saying anything other than good things about her, and the preparation she's had, and you know, kudos to her, and she deserves it.
I would think with 3 there, she's going to have at least 2 really good rounds, and not because I don't think she could have 3 good rounds, but I think she's going to have at least 2 good rounds because I think she's got all the tools to make that happen. Number 49, Buck Davidson on Petite Flower. Now your dad bred this horse, right?
Yep, and I found her mother in an auction in Ireland for $300.
Wow. What the hell were you doing in an auction that they're selling for $300?
I don't know, but we got lucky. She's a great, she's a great little mare, and she really, you know, the poor thing, you know, it may end up being the best thing that ever happened to her. She's going to Kentucky off of an intermediate rocking horse and then an advanced rocking horse. Because I fell off of Carolina and the ground was just too hard at the fork. So, you know, the only way you have a chance is if the horses are sound. And I felt like my best thing to do was to keep her sort of in the stall at the fork and, you know, get her ready at home and have her sound, fit, and happy. And I think I've done it.
Well, and I think the thing is with a mare, a lot of times it is that. Keep them happy, make them want to feel like they can do it. And it is so much part of this sport, but especially the mares that are whole, you have to make sure you find the trigger that makes them want to do it for you. And that, I mean, it could be it. It's a very good little horse and very, very fast. We got a girl here, Panda Christie from Great Britain, Little Leo. Now I did look up the record on this horse, and it was a little surprising to me that you'd even put it on the plane, actually. I think it had 8 rails at its last run. It's got
just tuning it up, just getting it right.
Maybe it's got a smattering of 20s through its career. Maybe she just figured she wouldn't get into badminton because the performance isn't there, and she was going to give it a 4-star go. But usually when they come over from Great Britain, they're coming over competing, and I mean, if it happens, it's going to be pretty unbelievable. It seems to be sort of low 50s on the flat, and I mean, I'll be very interested to watch it go, but it's a long way to come to have a bad weekend, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to get into badminton. You've got to have the horse ranking points, and if it has a record like that, it probably doesn't have those, and therefore it's hard to get into a 4-star.
Yeah.
So here you go, come to Kentucky.
All right, Doug Payne. Now, apparently, Doug Payne and I don't like each other. I didn't know that, but maybe he's saying crap things about me. Have you ever thought about that?
Oh, I know. He hates you.
No, well, there you go. What did I ever do to Doug?
He's taller than you.
That would make, well, he's taller than everybody. Okay, so Doug has done an incredible job on this horse. Like, I mean, I cannot...
Now he's kissing up.
No, I've seen him before.
Anything bad that he did?
Oh yeah, I remember plenty of things bad, because I bet on him for Carolina on the big Leo horse and had a run out in the corner, and I watched it go and I thought, oh no, Buck's going to beat me, but then I beat you anyways. So,
I can't remember.
Doug's a great rider on the flat. He's a great rider on fence. He's got a great mentality, and this horse absolutely loves him and seems to be going incredible for him. It is going incredible for him. And Debbie Crowley, who owns it, so deserves to have a great moment here. I mean, she's a really nice lady. She's been in the sport, and her heart's in the sport, and I'm hopeful for them. I mean, I think it's going to be a very good weekend for him.
Yeah, certainly for me, this is Doug's best horse that he's had here. And he's been going very well with it, and you know, it's, I don't know if it's the out and out sort of winner or top 5 or even top 10er, but it should handle the situation as well then.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be very, I think it's going to be very good for him. Anyways, let's see you in the next episode.